Nothing crazy, nothing like this. So this is like interesting.
Now we begin with developing news out of Wilbraham, where a shelter in place left neighbors stuck both in and out of their homes all morning following reports of a man threatening another person with a firearm. Welcome to Western Mass News at 4. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Amanda Martin Ryan. Western Mass News reporter Madison Lazowski joins us live from Wilbraham with the latest. And Madison, you have an update for us.
Yeah, that's right, Chris and Amanda. Here on Crane Hill Road in Wilbraham is where this situation was unfolding throughout the day. Police now sharing with us that around 7:15 this morning, they responded to a residence on this road following those threats and quickly had to request backup due to the nature of the threat. Now, according to police, assistance was requested from Massachusetts State Police Special Tactical Operations Team. And after several hours on the scene, the suspect was safely taken into custody approximately around 12:30 p.m. Crane Hill Road was closed from at least 9 a.m. to around 1:30, according to residents. This area of Wilbraham was told by police to shelter in place throughout the day until further notice, which was lifted sometime around 12:30. But a shelter in place was the least of the worries for those residents. Some told us that dozens of emergency vehicles were lining their street for hours, from fire trucks to military trucks, even a helicopter circling over above. Residents described first responders as being geared up with full body armor and weaponry, indicating a potential threat in the area. Residents off camera sharing their frustrations after not being able to get into their houses for hours. Others just hoping that their neighbors are safe.
Hope nobody's hurt, and I just hope everybody can get back to their houses soon.
Luckily, no injuries have been reported, and there is caution tape surrounding one residence here on Crane Hill Road. However, police have not shared any further details surrounding that incident. And of course, this investigation does remain ongoing by the Wilbraham Police Department. As soon as we get the latest developments on this, we will bring them to you in a timely manner. For now, reporting live in Wilbraham, Madison Lazowski, Western Mass News.